Hello again. Uh, this time I'm going to continue what I talked briefly about the planets and the karma. But I think a lot of people I realize they have not much of an idea about the natal horoscope or the natal chart as it is called. And there is a significant difference between the Eastern and the Western horoscope reading or even the planetary position. So I thought that I will do a brief description of this in this particular video. And it is of great interest to me, but more interest and curiosity for a lot of people to know how the planets work or how they are there. So let me go back to basic understanding of the planetary motions and the planets. Everybody believes that Galileo knew that the Earth moves around the sun, and different planets move around the sun, not the other way around. That means sun does not move around Earth. But in the Indian scripture, we already knew that several hundred years ago. So essentially what happens is that we have horizon, or the entire circle, which is 360 degrees. There are some conglomeration of stars and they form certain figures, and these figures look like something that our ancestors have identified. When we are standing at one particular position where there is a sun, or the position of the sun related to these conglomeration, those are the 12 zodiac signs. So since there are 360 degrees in a circle, there are 12 zodiac signs. Each sign is about each is about 30 degrees. And so that's the basic of it. Now, the zodiac signs are described, and if you look at the Western chart reading, anybody who is born on a particular day will always be in a particular zodiac sign. I want to connect this to the karmas and effects. So a lot of people may say there are people who live 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, 80 years, whatever years they live. How can the karmas be predicted by one single position? And that's where people are misinformed. In Indian horoscope reading, there are 2 additional or 3 additional differences. One is that the sign that you belong to is not based on the sun position when you're born, but it's based on moon position that you are born. So since the moon moves around the earth in 28 days, the moon stays in one particular house for about 2.25 days. So this continues to change all the time. So 2 people, let's say for example, born on September 10th, 1950 versus September 10th, 1951, or person September 10th, 1952, will have a different lunar or zodiac sign. But based on zodiac way of looking at it, it will be always the same. So that's the difference between reading it. On top of that, there are additional zodiac, star conglomeration, which are called nakshatras in Indian philosophy. So we are subdividing now the 30-degree angle house, changing every 2.25 days. And now, because of the conglomeration or nakshatras, it is further changed or divided by 27 different nakshatras. In addition to that, this circle of the Earth's path around the sun, which crosses with the moon's path around the Earth. Those are 2 things called nodes, N-O-D-E-S. And these are called Rahu and Ketu, R-A-H-U, and Ketu, K-E-T-U, in the Indian way of looking at horoscope. I don't want to complicate this more, but I think I must explain to you that each planet moves in a particular way, and if you look at it, each planet takes its own time. Mercury being the closest to the sun moves faster, while as you go farther and farther, like Uranus and Neptune, they take a longer time to take one circle, somewhere around 80 years or so. So, for example, like Jupiter, which is supposed to bring you good luck, moves around the sun approximately 12 to 12 plus months. So it stays in one particular zodiac sign for almost a year. Now, when we are looking at these planets, we are looking at in relation to the Earth. And when we are looking at these planets, looking at through the Earth, sometimes because of the Earth's motion, they may seem to go backward. So instead of moving forward, they may be going backward. This is called retro movement. For example, right now the Jupiter is in Sagittarius, but it will be going retro and then again entering the Sagittarius again. But overall, it stays for about 1 year. Now Saturn, which stays in one zodiac sign for 2.5 years, because it is so powerful in its effect that it affects the people born in zodiac sign before the one that they are in and one sign after that it is actually in. So the effects of Saturn are for literally 7.5 years. So now you know why I'm talking about it. Now, in addition to that, there is something called Dasha and Mahadasha. And each one of these planets have them, and they also affect it. So if you really carefully look at all this, somebody had said that this is literally a track or the path of a human being born at a particular time at a particular place as to what and things are going to happen. So if you really look at, because once you're born on a particular time and particular place, the star position or the planetary positions is fixed. So now you know where that particular planet would be when you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 50-year-old, or 100 years old. Same thing you will know about the position of other stars, whether they are coming together in one particular house or not as they move. So when you are actually looking at it, it is literally a plan of your life that is given to you based on your karma. So these are the things that are going to happen. So when I say when Saturn is in your sign, it's going to bring you some tough love or tough luck, it's already known at what age you're going to get it and how long would it last. And this is the key to understand that it is giving you the path or the things that are going to happen. Same thing with when you go further and further details, you talk about Dasha and Mahadasha. Again, based on your original natal chart, you will know when is the Mahadasha or when is the Dasha, which is going to bring certain changes in your life or good or bad. And this is the predetermining factors based on the karmas. Now, there's another thing that you can use it. When you are born in Orlando versus you're born in New York or when you're born in Los Angeles, the position of the stars or planets is different. And that becomes also very important. If you remember last time I was mentioning that the angle that each planet makes with another planet is also important. But this is not a course for astrology reading. But what I'm trying to tell is that because these positions are fixed, these are the fixed signs and they will continue to be predictably in particular position today, tomorrow, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years down the road. So based on this, you certainly can predict what are the cards that are dealt to you based on your karmas. So that's why I believe that the karmas determine the time of the birth. I'm sure you will have a lot of questions. I hope you follow and like it. I'll give you some more details next time. Thank you and have a nice day.